Hey, What the Suck family. As you may have noticed, we recently switched to Anchor for our podcast hosting needs.
That's right. We were using another site that had us paying $20 a month for services such as unlimited uploading, unlimited hosting, and distribution. Anchor will distribute your podcast to Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, and many more, and they do it all for free.
They make it super easy to create and start your podcast directly from their site. You can record and edit directly on the Anchor website or app directly from your phone.
It's your one-stop shop for everything you need to create your own show. They will even help you find sponsors to fund your project.
Just go to anchor.fm and get started today. There really is no easier way to do it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Take Two.
Well, we're off to a great start.
What? No! You suck! Oh my
Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 1 of What the Suck.
Welcome back, man. I've been missing this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's only been a handful of weeks, 3 or 4 weeks.
Almost a month, I would say, probably.
Yeah,
I mean, we did
breather.
the Halloween thing, but that wasn't really like an official episode. It's kind of a fun in-between thing. But
Yeah, but shit.
yeah. It's anyway, I'm Chris,
And I'm James.
and we are your host on this wonderful, fantastic, shit river-filled ride of long-forgotten, probably best forgotten,
That's right.
and
The holy grail of shit.
and bad horror, maybe an occasional sci-fi film thrown in there, but mostly horror films.
Yes.
If you're new to the podcast, then welcome. What we do here is we watch really shitty horror films, ones
Spit
that
it
are
out, motherfucker.
ones that are ones that are really bad or really forgotten, and then we talk about them and talk about whether we like them or not, and then we give you a rating review.
That is correct. What we like to try to do here is bring back to life movies that have been completely forgotten, that, you know, some of them that suck. It just depends. Like I said, if you haven't heard season 1, go back and binge it. You'll see how we progressed.
Yeah.
You'll see, all the stuff we've done and the wide range of shit fest that we have encountered so far. It's been a lot of fun, Chris. Man, I'm having a ball doing this with you, brother.
Yeah, this
and
is
I hope
great.
I hope we knock out several of these seasons. But yeah, that's like I said. What we want you to do is actually watch these movies, unless little tiny spoiler. There's one from last season that we just told y'all, hell no. Yeah, it got the coveted.
Very rare rating that we hadn't given before, probably won't give again, hopefully. But yeah, that's a good point to bring up, James. We are reviewing these and giving you a ratings, but we still want you to watch them because all these movies deserve at least one watch,
Yep.
one viewing. They deserve some sort of love, no matter how bad they are. And we have watched some really, really bad ones that were painful.
As a matter of fact, our season finale was agonizing.
Very agonizing. It was very horrible.
And it wasn't really even horror. It
wasn't. It was meant to be horror, but it was just
it
horrible.
It was like modern art.
Oh,
a shitty attempt
Yeah, it
at
was-
modern art. It was like
it was that bad. It's as bad as modern art. That's for damn sure. So
I didn't like it.
no. So
At
for
all.
today's episode, season 2, episode 1, we are watching a 1958 movie by the name of The WomanEater.
Fantastic. I like it already. Now, this is going to be the first movie we reviewed that was made before both of us were born.
Oh my goodness.
Because
That's true.
Because unless we get past 67, we ain't.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this we were not alive when this piece of shit was made.
So we cannot be held responsible, but we
are-
can try to give you the most professional and thorough review possible.
So it's also known as
Bullshit.
WomanEater on its original UK release. It's a black and white British horror film directed by Charles Saunders.
Fucking low budget. It's like, no shit, it's 1958. You can make a whole goddamn movie for $50.
They made 8 movies a week, low budget in 1958.
Jesus. Go ahead, sir.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're good. Let's see. I lost track. I lost my track.
Hey,
Anyway.
we gotta get it back in the pocket, fellas. We gotta get it back in the pocket.
So the film was released in the UK in 1958, distributed by Eros Films on a double bill with a Swedish crime drama, Blonde in Bondage. That one actually sounds better. That sounds a lot better.
Hell yeah.
That sounds a lot better. Columbia Pictures released The WomanEater in the United States in 1959 on a double bill with the 1958 Japanese science fiction film The H-Man. Never heard of that one. So what exactly is it all about, you say? I will fucking tell you right now, you fucking bastard. All right, The WomanEater is the embrace of death. It moves, it breeds, it kills. It's the hideous deviltry. See the nerve-shattering dance of death. See the WomanEater ensnare the beauties of 2 continents. See its hideous arms devour them in a death embrace.
I can already smell the latex. We're in trouble.
See us fucking fall asleep halfway through the movie. It devours only the most beautiful. Dr. James Moran, George Coulouris, I think that's his name, returns from the Amazon jungles with a sacred tribal tree that can produce a sap that will reportedly restore life to the dead. Unfortunately, the tree can only live and grow by devouring beautiful young women. Of course.
Of course.
Only beautiful young women.
Yeah, and they can only get away with that shit in the 50s. They
Yeah.
try to put this piece of shit out now, they'd be thrashed by every fucking women's organization on the planet.
It would have to be a complete satirical movie in order to even get made. After sacrificing several lovely victims to the plant, Dr. Moran is prepared to begin his experiments, but his native helper Tanga, played by Jimmy Vaughn, threatens to spoil things by lavishing unwanted attention on Moran's young housekeeper, Sally. He has high ambitions there, this housekeeper. Shit.
Jeez.
Vera Day. Will Dr. Moran complete his experiments before the police learn of his murderous activities? And what will be Sally's fate once she learns the secret of the mysterious plant growing in the corner of the deranged scientist's laboratory?
You scientific fuck.
Richard Gordon presents The WomanEater,
What's up, Dick?
starring George
Dick Gordon?
Coulouris. The fuck kind of name is that?
I don't know.
And Vera Day, written by Brandon Fleming, produced by Guido Cohen.
Hey, more Italians. You know, I like that.
It's a
I like when
long-lost
there's
Coen
Italians
brother.
in there. You know,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's a it must be the Cohen's father.
Probably.
Directed by Charles Saunders, a Fortress film production. 1958, 71 minutes, black and white.
And a Columbia Pictures release.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean,
So,
again, they just released a bunch of shit, hoping one would stick, and whatever didn't, they just call it low budget.
I guess.
Now let's get into the review process, and James dropped his fucking coaster again.
It's sticking in my fucking cup.
Oh,
shit.
and just busted to the fucking microphone.
Just bust my head on
Man,
the
all over the place. Now, let's get into the rating system and how that works. Our rating system is based on shit emojis, 1 through 5, but it's a bit different, isn't it, James?
Absolutely. It is inverted. In other words, the more turds a movie receives in our reviews, the worse it is.
Okay, so that means that a 1 out of 5 is our favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, and sometimes we've seen ones that we've had a couple of ones, in our first season.
Yeah.
And if we could have gave them 0, we would have. But you know what? You got to do something with
That's
it.
right.
So go ahead, buddy.
The 1 out of 5 shit emojis are the ones that you'll keep in your queue. They're the new classics. You'll probably watch them over and over. You'll probably get endless enjoyment out of them, as well as friends. Your friends will actually enjoy them quite a bit as well. 2 out of 5 shits are the ones that you'll watch only with friends who really enjoy shitty movies. So not everyone.
Nope.
They're best to watch with a group who like to riff on movies or play drinking games while watching movies.
Which is, I will say real quick, that is exactly how we got into doing this podcast because, as we said in the last season, Chris and I are paranormal investigators, and our paranormal group used to get together and intentionally watch 2 or 3 shitty horror movies a night.
Really
drink,
bad ones.
riff on them, and laugh and have a ball with it. And it really is
so much fun.
It's a fun activity.
So
It's
much
a real
fun.
fun activity.
3 out of 5 shits these are the ones you will at least share with your friends. Now, you may not want to watch them with them because it means you've watched them once and you might want to watch it again. But you'll watch it with them only if you have nothing better to do. But you will both need to be prepared to drink heavily while watching them.
Yes, this is where the painkiller starts to come into effect.
Now the 4 out of 5s. These you'll watch once with friends, and that will be it. You're done. These are the ones that are so strange that you might not want to see more than once, but at least you want to share your misery with your friends.
Yep.
Now, the worst of the worst, the Fico de la Mater, the 5 out of 5.
Oh, shit.
Only bring these out on special occasions. Forced double date, in-laws in town, you're babysitting your friend's kid, you won't shut the fuck up. Then, once you're done watching these, you'll want to remove them from your memory with some sort of mind-altering substance or a blunt force trauma.
That's correct. Yes. So keep a baseball bat handy because you're going to need it.
You're going to need it. Anything else you want to bring up, James? I mean, now that we're officially started season 2.
I'm just trying to get my brain back into the groove.
I know. It hasn't been that long, but god damn, it feels like it's been a long time.
It does. It actually feels like a long time. So it feels like almost like we're in our second or third episode of the first season.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting there going,
we're like, what the fuck are we doing?
Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So, all right, well then I guess we will go ahead and get started with this review, and God bless.
Yeah, let's dive into this latex Cousin It looking bullshit.
Let's see some killer trees that aren't from Evil Dead.
God help us.
Along the jungles of the Amazon, the evil forces of witchcraft and black magic still rule the native heart, bringing sudden terror to the people who wander its primeval forests.
With this our people make live the dead. Master, this is good.
Starring George Coulouris as Dr. Moran, a man obsessed with the power of evil. In his ruthless hands lies the secret that could solve the mystery of life and death.
She'll become part of the plant. And from it, I'll get the serum to bring the dead back to life.
Ever since you came back from that horrible journey 5 years ago, you've been different.
Yes, you're right, Margaret. I've changed.
I believe you're doing something wicked. There's that iron door that I mustn't go through. I dream of it. What does it lead to?
The feeling of evil is all around them. A forbidding past becoming part of the frightening present. Those who enter this house of fear stay to face a jungle of terror.
Why have you locked me in here? I'm frightened.
Way up in the Amazon jungle, there are people who put their hands into the mouth of death and snatch its victims back. I learned their secret. I told you. The world will ring with my name. The man who can bring back the dead.
You're mad.
Well, what do you expect? 1958. You know, it's not going to be much.
Okay. Holy shit. All right. Wow.
Mother of pearl. Holy shit.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and start?
I don't even want to.
You don't want to
No,
start.
but here we go. Well, anyway.
Oh, there it starts already. The anyway starts already. Welcome to season 2, everybody. The anyways are going strong.
You know what? I think it's the effect of the specific movies that we watch. Sometimes it just makes my brain just go into neutral.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so start autopilot. The WomanEater. Well, opens with a. I will give him a little bit of a credit. You know, 1950s. You know how it is. The typical music, stupid shit. Opens with a beautiful rendition of "Here Comes the Latex Ghoul," performed by the Star Trek singers, as I call it. God, you know, the problem is I actually kind of like the old 50s music. I always did. You know, I'm not going to slam it. It's
It is what it is. It's its time. It's its own time. Yeah. So.
And it's like, good Lord. All right. Well, anyway, so we come to this. Here we go. Hey, there it is. Anyway.
There it is again.
Okay, I'm going to get that buzzer. I should have got that between seasons. The movie opens after the obvious and very weird starting. Opens with a ceremonial dance and, singing, and these natives are snake dancing and everything, and they've got this very attractive girl, very King Kong-ish,
Yeah, very.
ceremonial shit, sitting there dancing, and then we get a look at what they're dancing and singing to. And
Their idol.
Their idol, which
It's the WomanEater, which is a tree with many, many arms.
yes, if Chewbacca was a vegetable,
This would be
this
him.
pretty much would be him,
Yeah.
with about 5 or 6 extra appendages.
Right.
Like I said, they're dancing, they're banging on the drums, they're doing their thing. Man, I'm tell you what.
Yeah, it's a bit much to get through, I know.
Yep.
So we actually open on 3 very white, very rich people in a room talking about an expedition that they're going to go on, that someone else had gone on to, I think, Africa somewhere. And then we get a scene of a map, and then it transitions to the scene of a plane, very Indiana Jones-ish, going to the location. And then you see the 2 guys. See Dr.
We didn't get the little red line on the screen though. So,
No, we didn't. But
and the nice music, whatever. No, we didn't get that.
and so you get Dr. Moran and his assistant who have gone to the jungle to look for this idol, the WomanEater, and they are the ones who stumble upon the native sacrificial ceremonials.
That's
session.
correct. Yes, and one guy stands out. I can't stand for this. We
Yeah,
can't.
his assistant gets real uppity, white and shit.
Only
and,
forget, it's very British.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
movie is very British. Everybody, hold on.
I can't stand by. Let this happen. I have to stop them.
Enough of this. And he jumps out there and he takes a spear right in the wishbone.
Right in the sternum. And then it's so funny because the natives just continue going on what they did, what they're doing, not even aware of the fact that they just killed somebody. And
Yeah, they just took Whitey out and didn't even care. They're just doing their thing.
and they're not concerned there might be another Whitey in the bushes that came with him, because we come in pairs. We don't come alone.
That's true. That is true. Now, tell me this, Chris. Why is it that every time you get a scene like this where they're going to sacrifice a woman, especially in the 50s, that she's like all cool, calm, and collected, but then when the shit gets real, she starts to lose her fucking mind? You want to tell me that?
Well, they were banging drums, and the drum was supposed to be sort of a hypnotic trance to calm her down. But then they stop the drums because I guess they assume that she's under their spell, and it works for a little while. She starts walking. They start pulling her towards the plant, but I guess as soon as she gets a full-on look at what is happening, she snaps to.
Yeah, because I believe the drums are what wake the creature up and get it going and all this stuff.
See, I think the drums put them in a trance and make them more susceptible to be eaten, but it doesn't quite work all the way.
Yeah, and we do have to note that the plant deaths here are progressive. You don't see the full-on idol, quote-unquote idol / monster
There's
in
only
the first kill. It's all off screen.
There's only 3 deaths, and you don't see all of them. It's fucking ridiculous. And so what I want to point out, something I thought was kind of funny, was some of the vernacular in this movie. When Dr. Moran and his assistant come through the jungle and get to the clearing just before they come upon the ceremony, Dr. Moran is looking a little peckish. He's looking like he's not feeling all well, and they're asking him if he's okay. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. It's just a little jungle fever. I've had it before." And I was like, okay, so that's one word that thankfully, well, not thankfully, but that's one word that Spike Lee has taken and made his own, because that does not mean then what it means now.
This is very true, and this movie is full of very let's put it this way. I'm not politically correct as a human being. I try to talk one certain way, whatever, but there are statements made in this movie that just wouldn't fly today.
Yeah.
They would absolutely trash this movie, they'd probably shelf it.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't even let it come out. But yeah, they made all kinds of comments.
I mean, they're speaking on one occasion and talking about how a previous expedition was it was tainted, but they used the word taint. And you and I just looked at each other and was like, okay, someone's taint got messed up.
Somebody's taint got messed with. Yep,
yes.
Can't do that.
Yeah, it happens when you're in the jungle, though,
Yes, it does.
Get your taint messed with. And so after that scene where the assistant gets killed,
then they kick the pretty native girl. You hear her scream. Then
she gets killed off screen.
She gets killed off screen, and we transpire back to what I can only describe as the stereotypical 1950s, 1940s, 50s, hell, even 60s science lab with the 600 beakers full of dry ice and different colored liquids.
Wires going all over the place and liquids all over the place.
And a whole nothing. And the first time I ever laid my eyes on the pulsometer.
Oh, yeah,
and
the
I was
pulsometer.
like, what the fuck was this for? Well, anyway, we find out sooner or later that he is actually trying to create a serum, which I am guessing this idol just juices these bitches when he feeds it.
Yeah, so the tree is a juicer. So you feed them, you feed the tree the women, and then it produces a juice.
Beautiful women.
Right, it's got to be beautiful women.
Okay, so if you throw Roseanne Barr at this motherfucking tree, what's it going to do?
It'd probably choke and die.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's got to be beautiful young women, and then it produces a juice which he's using to try to create an elixir of life.
Yeah, he collects it, and he's got like this pod thing inside this jar, and he's trying to see if it'll live. And all. I mean, I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
My problem with that is if he succeeds and is able to create a serum that does that, then in order to continue making the serum, he has to continue giving the tree beautiful young women. Eventually, he's going to run out of women. The world's going to run out of beautiful young women, and we'll be stuck with all the ugly old bitches.
Yep, they're safe, though.
And, yeah, we'll live forever. We'll live forever, but there'll be a bunch of ugly old bitches there with us.
Yep.
I don't think that's a fair trade-off.
Well, then after we have a couple of disappearances, eventually this Keystone cop riding a bicycle, and I can't even remember his name, Sergeant Schmuck,
Sergeant something.
Very polite, wearing his Scotland Yard hat and shit, comes to the mansion and starts poking around, asking questions. Of course, Dr. Moran is very coarse,
annoyed, and very pissed off.
Rude. Who dare disturbs me when I'm trying to do my work?
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of material, Not
a lot happens in the next. This movie is 70 minutes long. You get a 5-minute intro of them going to the jungle, and then after that, it immediately cuts back to England, and you see Dr. Moran has not only brought the tree back with him.
How did he get it in the fucking plane?
I don't know, but he also brought one of the natives, the drummer.
Yes, Tunga.
He brought the drummer because the lead guitarist was busy.
Yeah.
And the drummer and the tree are now in his basement.
His name is Tonga or Tunga?
Tonga.
Well, what's funny is you would expect that to be a native, stereotypical of the 50s. You think, oh, that's a black guy, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. Tonga is like a
Puerto Rican
dude.
Yeah.
It looks nothing like anything you'd find in the jungle. It looks more like a Hawaiian type guy or something like that. Like Samoan. Well, I wouldn't say Samoan.
No, he's definitely like Latin.
Yeah.
He's not at all South Pacific
But he's from the deepest, darkest jungles of Africa where they find this plant.
No, he's from the deepest, darkest jungles of Puerto Rico.
Well,
with the chupacabra.
If anybody's familiar with it, like I said, of course, this time period and everything, the acting, the music, the scenery, everything is very dark, shadowish. It might even predate that a little bit, but it kind of gives me that feel of those old school, Twilight Zone episodes and shit like that.
Yeah, definitely has that.
But not as entertaining.
No.
Unfortunately, this lacks substance. There's not a lot of stuff going on between very few kills in this movie. And they're not even really kills.
They're off screen.
There's no blood.
No.
There's no guts.
You don't even see what the tree does to them.
Yeah.
Because the only kill you see on screen, the victim is thrown to the tree wraps its arms around her, and then before it does anything at all, it fades to black.
Yep.
Prior to that, you get no immediate tree on person action
None.
at all. No,
none whatsoever.
And there's a subplot with that detective guy who's trying to locate some missing persons, which are the women that the doctor has taken.
Yes.
There's a subplot where there's the main woman. I forget the bitch's name, played by Vera Dunn, who. Oh, that's right. She was a dancing girl at a sideshow carnival attraction.
And might I say, if anybody heard our episode Freak Show, unlike that episode, these people actually got it right. There were actually customers at the carnival. So,
Yeah.
please continue, sir.
And there's some random mechanic, which actually leads to one of my favorite scenes. There's a random mechanic who is visiting the carnival, and he sees the spokesperson, whatever the guy's name is, the loud boy, loud guy, talking about, come one, come all, come see the show, yada, yada, yada.
Get away, son, you bother me.
While Vera Dunn is dancing next to him all seductively in her grass skirt. And then once that ends, once the show begins and the whatever guy, the ringmaster, whatever, goes into the thing, she gets a coat on and she goes down and starts talking with him, and he starts talking to her. The ringmaster comes back and like, bitch, what are you doing? You're supposed to be up there working, not over here yakety yakking. And the mechanic guy is like, he's just talking to me. It's my fault. And he's like, I don't care whose fault it is. Get back up there. And so the mechanic straight up fucking pimp slaps the ringmaster.
Yes.
Hard across the face, knocks him on the ground. The guy is out fucking cold.
It's a jack slap, and he basically knocks him senseless.
Senseless.
That is hilarious.
One slap on the ground. Fucking awesome. Hilarious.
Yep.
It's like,
I mean, it was at least got something here. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then there's a budding relationship between Ring Girl and the mechanic because she gets fired from her job, and so he allows her to stay with him at his place and gets her a job working as the assistant for Dr. Moran.
Yeah, let me put it this way. It's also, it seems very easy in the 50s to pick women up.
Oh, my gosh.
It's extraordinarily easy in this show. They're like, hey, move it. Come with me right now. Get in this car. You don't know me.
Let's
but
go.
Let's go. Well, anyway, like you said, there we go. He goes again.
There you go again.
Fucking anyway, God damn it. So so we see the doc out for a walk, and we realize that these women keep coming out to him, talking to him, like, why are they doing it? And now all of a sudden I realize they hoes.
They are hoes. Yeah, they're
they
prostitutes.
got some 1950 ass hoes.
They're prostitutes.
But they dress nice.
Yeah,
they got dresses on. They're made up. Their hair is done. But they're hoes.
They're hoes.
Well, anyway, he's out scouting.
Uh-huh.
And he's trying to pick him up something. So he goes into this gin joint where this dude is arguing with her or something. He was supposedly be on a date or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're late and blah, blah, blah and all this shit. And so they start arguing and he kicks it out. He sits right down and swoops in, buys her drink, and basically demands for her to bring her ass home.
To the house. And she does.
Bring it, and she goes.
She goes.
She fucking goes. Which is stupid because all she does is end up as
plant food.
She's a fucking Miracle Grow steak.
That's right. She's a Miracle Grow steak. That's
Miracle
right. I love
Grow
that.
Steak.
Yes.
You just throw the bitch in there. And that was my favorite quote unquote kill. You don't actually see her die. But the gyrations and the struggling and shit.
Yeah, she's the one you see get thrown to the plant.
It's hilarious.
That fades to black.
It's actually pretty damn funny. And you're like, come on now.
Yeah.
You know, this it's I mean, I get it. You know, like I said, we have to keep remembering what time period we're watching here. So we have to try to adjust the way we think, because I'm 80s kind of horror. Mm-hmm. This ain't nothing like it. This, to me, is like a soap opera in comparison. It's not even close.
And let's not forget the other kill that happens that we don't even see at all. When the doctor's housekeeper becomes concerned with what's going on, he decides to get rid of her, and she's gone.
Ah, yes.
Like, after, I think her last scene is probably somewhere around the 40-minute mark, and after that she's gone until the very end of the movie.
Yep.
And you see her, you only find out that she's killed because she's on a table covered in a blanket.
That was Margaret.
That was Margaret. He's pumping.
Now he's pumping
all this juice into her.
He tried to choke her because he got pissed at her. And I think he laid the Vulcan death grip on her, because he didn't choke her to death. It's like he removed his hands, but then she just dropped.
Yeah, that's right. She did drop, but she was dead. She was dead because he had her on the table and was pumping the juice in her to bring her back to life.
Yes.
So she was dead.
He's pumping the juice.
He's pumping. He's pumping her full of his Miracle Grow pimp juice, motherfucker.
That's right, Miracle Grow. You know, bring back the hoe. Whatever
bring back
you
the
hoe.
Miracle hoe. Milk hoe. After the housekeeper is killed, he kind of becomes obsessed with Vera Dunn's character.
Yep. And you know what's funny is we don't even remember their names, and I guess at this point it really doesn't
fucking matter.
Not even a little bit.
But she's freaked out by what's going on in the house because she knows something's up, and so she decides that she's going to leave. And her boyfriend mechanic apparently wants to marry her, and says, we'll take off. We'll leave. Let's go.
After 2 damn weeks, too.
You know, it's
that
a
don't-
Disney romance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so as she's getting ready to leave, the doctor catches her and grabs her and takes her down into the basement to show him what he's been doing. And that's usually euphemism for like some Buffalo Bob shit, you know, get some lotion on the skin. But this time it's not. And so he confesses his love for her.
Yeah, he screams, "I have loved you since the first time I saw you," which was what, like a day ago?
Yeah, even less than the mechanic guy, yeah.
Yeah, like a couple days ago or some shit.
And so
I guess it don't take much to fall in love back in them days.
Apparently not. Especially because that guy's old, so he ain't got much time left.
Well, I mean, I wish it was that easy. It saved me a hell of a lot of money trying to, buy steak dinners and shit. Yeah, hey, get in the car. Hey, no problem.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you, you fucking bitch. Now
And so he shows her the plant and that he's been trying to create a serum to bring back the dead, and he
wants to prove it.
Yeah, takes her to the table where it's a covered body.
Yep.
And as the body rises and the sheet comes off, it's Margaret who he had killed. But then he realizes that the formula and the secret that the natives gave him only brought back the person's body, not their mind or their soul.
Yes, they cheated me.
Yeah, so he's pissed and he's upset because they cheated him. And meanwhile, Tonga's in the corner smiling like a fucking cat that ate the canary. He's like, "Secret not for you, secret for us." Sounded more
and yes, that's and that's exactly how he says it.
More
too.
Native American,
secret,
not so much.
Secret not for you.
Yeah.
Secret for us.
Yeah, and he's smiling. He's just happy as hell. And
now he's talking like an Indian, but he's a Puerto Rican
playing an
from
African American. Yeah, I mean, figure that shit out. That's worse than Johnny Depp.
That's 1958 for you.
So while that's going on, the fucking the housekeeper Margaret is just kind of standing there like making weird arm motions.
I think she's actually his wife.
No,
or estranged wife.
It was a housekeeper
or something like that.
He said housekeeper.
Well, anyway, apparently the super juice seems to have a time limit.
Very short time limit.
Because he injects her with like a big old syringe full of this shit. She rises up like a moron, reaches out with her hands, typical,
zombie looking,
zombie style. Yeah. It reaches out and then just drops like a rag.
Drops dead. Done.
So he's like, well. She, what the fuck did he even? I don't even know if he said anything. He just ran over there and he's like, shit.
He's like, yeah, he said shit. He said shit. Yeah. He's like, look at this motherfucker right here, just dying on me.
Motherfucker here, just
Guess
dropping.
I'm starting back at square one, bitch.
That's it.
No, but then, so then he takes the Vera Dunn character over to show her the tree that he grabbed from the
he's
jungle.
going to quote unquote show her the tree. Everybody knows what this motherfucker's going to try to do.
Well, no, so it's like that's what Tonga thinks anyway. Tonga thinks that she's another victim for the tree. And so when the tree reaches out for her, he pulls her back because he's not going to put her in the tree. He just wants to show her what he's doing because he's telling her that he's going to be world famous. His name's going to be shouted all over the world for being the person that created a serum to bring back the dead.
But it only works for about 30 seconds.
Right. And
if that.
But Tonga gets pissed because he thinks it's supposed to be another victim, and it's not. So he's pissed. So then there's a fight that ensues between Tonga and the old-ass doctor, Dr. Moran.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the detectives, this whole stupid fucking detective backstory, which don't even fucking care about. They figured out that the girls came from Dr. Moran's house.
Finally.
They show up with the mechanic boyfriend.
Finally.
The mechanic boyfriend comes downstairs, grabs the girl, is able to get her out.
Finally.
Dr. Moran gets the better of Tonga and knocks him out with a sucker punch.
Finally.
And then he's like, you cheated me, you give me half the secret, I'm gonna fuck it up. And so then he go and grabs some bottle off his shelf, chucks at the fucking tree, and the tree catches fire, just engulfs like fucking napalm and shit.
Yeah, he napalms the tree.
He's
and the tree's still wiggling.
Yeah.
So the robotics and shit or whatever is at it is still working.
But he's like, ha ha, I got your tree, bitch. And he runs upstairs to take off. Tonga's like, you motherfucker. He grabs this knife he has. By the way, Tonga's in like a fucking, what do you call those things? Just a diaper?
A fucking loincloth.
A loincloth, the entire fucking
movie. It looks like a diaper. You're right. It's more like a cloth fucking diaper. And you're like, good Lord,
he's in a loincloth with a knife sticking out. And so he gets pissed. He grabs a knife. He throws at him, hits Doctor at the top of the stairs.
Gets him right in the back.
Right in the back. And then
he neatly lays on the rail. He doesn't even fall.
No, he just
plops over onto the rail.
And then he turns around and he starts walking towards the plant. the scene fades to black,
He
and the
hits
movie
his
fucking
knees.
ends.
Yeah, he hits his knees. He raises his hands up like, "Why? Damn you, fucking! What is
You
it?
burned it, you bastards! You burned it.
Fucking Roundup! Eat!"
Yeah. Not only did you burn it, but you gave me cancer. Fucking Roundup. And then the scene fades to black, and that's the end of the fucking
credits
movie.
roll. Well, like I said, luckily this is only an hour long because there's no there wasn't anything to it really.
So you've got the introduction of the plant at the beginning of the movie. You've got a screen off kill at the beginning. You've got 2 other plant kills mixed in between, and then you've got you see the plant. You see the tree.
Yes.
About 5 times in this hour-long movie.
Yep.
Each time it's maybe 30 seconds. So you get about, what's that, 2.5, 3 minutes of the plant time in this movie about a fucking killer plant.
Yes, and the
rest
rest of it is nothing but episode of Dark Shadows /
Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
all it
That's
is.
that English soap opera shit.
They literally had a idea for a movie that when they filmed it, they realized, shit, we've only got about 10 minutes of fucking footage. We
Yep.
need to fill this shit up with something else because we cannot put out a 10-minute movie. And they filled it with 60 more minutes of drama bullshit.
There's killer trees and missing bitches and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
But I will say, okay, there are a few things I liked about this movie. I enjoyed the atmosphere of it.
Yes.
The 50s time frame, the atmosphere, the cars, the music, as you said.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all that. I love the 40s, 50s, and 60s time period. It's my favorite time period. So I love to see like the cars. It's just everything. It was really cool. I also liked the pimp slap
Oh, the pimp
that
slap
the
was
auto
fucking
mechanic gave Dr. Moran.
Yes.
The carnival guy. That was fucking fantastic.
Katow.
Yeah, just pimp slapped the shit out of him. And even though the tree didn't move or didn't do anything, I didn't like when it was on screen. But she was hard to see. But I liked it when it was on screen because it was a different kind of monster from what we've seen in other 50s. Because a lot of times 50s horror movies are about, or even 50s or 60s are about, big creatures, big, atomic made, spiders or ants or some shit like
Yeah.
that. This is just a fucking tree.
Or wink, wink, giant leeches.
Yeah, or giant leeches. Yeah, this is just a tree that was in the forest that the white man went and fucking took because the white man takes everything.
That's right, Whitey bad.
But yeah, so I did like a few things. However, the rest of it, the filler was boring. The script was a standard 1950s bullshit script. The story was non-existent because, like I said, they had about 5 minutes of story.
Yep.
The rest they had to get filler because they realized when they filmed everything they wanted to, it was 10 minutes of fucking movie.
Yes.
The acting wasn't actually that bad. I mean, Moran was great. Vera Dunn was good. Mechanic was believable. I mean, he was a bit annoying. The natives were, of course, they were offensive as hell. But I mean, overall,
Well, not if you got a thick skin. I mean, you have to consider the time period. People can't watch this and judge it based on today's belief system.
I mean, I have a thick skin, but I'm sorry, when you have a fucking Puerto Rican trying to play an African American, that's just dumb. That's stupid.
yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
I get it's in black and white, but even in black and white, you can tell he's Puerto Rican and not black.
Exactly. That is true.
But all in all, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was very bad. I am going to give this a 4 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's deserving.
What about
it's
you, James?
deserving. Okay, well, a couple of things I liked about it. Like, I loved the corny music. I love the corny's 1950s music.
Okay.
It always makes me laugh. It's goofy as hell.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
The over-the-top acting, the soap opera is acting, although it can be annoying if it goes on for too long. And the way they talk to each other.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of that. It made me laugh pretty much. The monster was funny.
He was very funny.
It was
actually,
funny.
Yeah.
It was funny. Now, what I hated about this movie,
Mm-hmm.
hate, no kills.
Yeah.
I like kills. I like to
Yeah.
see some kind of death. I mean, like let's say a movie like Creeping Terror or something like that, you actually see person getting sucked into the monster. You see
Right.
death. And this one, all you see is a bear hug. off-screen screaming, and then
That's it. Fade to black.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. The only actual kill you see on screen, legitimate kill, is when the doctor kills his housekeeper.
That is right.
That's
he chokes.
it.
That's
He
the only
chokes the
legit
bitch.
death. He
Chokes the
that
bitch out.
But I like. I mean, I'm basing this on the time period because I have to know. The styles were very different back then and everything. The setting was great. The acting, for what it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the story was funny. For a quote unquote horror movie.
Yeah,
so
no kidding.
I guess overall, I'm gonna have to about go with you there. I'm gonna go a little bit better though. I'm gonna give it a 3-turd, middle of the road.
Okay.
It's because it's of its classic nature.
Yeah.
Yes, it's corny. Yes, it's a little drawn out. Yes, there's not enough death. But I've seen a lot worse shit than this.
we sure have.
I mean, now, like I said, it's not great. It's not great, but I'm not going to slam on it too hard because I do like good old classic horror movies.
That's very fair. That's very fair. All right, so you're going 3, I'm going 4.
Yep.
Not bad. Not a bad way to start the season.
No, sir.
Yeah, so we have a whole slew of movies lined up. Some are really great, some are really shitty, and I just cannot wait to get to. I'm kind of looking forward to the 70s and 80s movies this time personally.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to it. So
it's gonna be a fun season. I'm looking forward to it as well, brother.
So where can they find this, James?
Well, we can be found. We are on Anchor. Is it Anchor.fm now?
Yeah, Anchor.fm.
Okay, www.anchor.fm, and that will basically take you to pretty much everywhere we're at. I mean, it's got us on all kinds of sites. Spotify, Castbox, all that good stuff.
And you can go directly to those providers as well and just find us on there.
Right through there. That's it.
We're on all the major
shop.
All the major hosts.
One-stop shop. Yeah. So you can listen to your favorite. If you like Spotify, a lot of people love that.
Although I will say that the cool thing about Anchor is that if you want to leave us a voice message, say how great we're doing or how shitty we're doing, or if you liked a particular episode or thought we were full of shit on a particular episode, you can go to anchor.fm/whatthesuck. And that's our homepage, and you can leave us a voice message right there on the page, and we will listen to it, and we might even play it on the show.
Yep. And I would also like to add, if you have a review of the movies that we watch, drop us a line.
Yeah.
Go on our Facebook. We are on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Get underneath one of our posts and go ahead and post your review. Let us know what you think if you've seen the movie and stuff. We'd love to hear it. Also, we may, during the course of the season, ask for reviews from certain viewers, some of our listeners. Like last season, we had Nikki give us a review. She did a review of It Too, which was cool. Short and to the point. Keep it under 5 minutes. Send it to us, and then we'll throw it in there. Now, we won't limit you. If you want to do just any kind of horror movie, just keep it within the horror genre.
Right.
Because that's our theme. But if we would really prefer if you'd actually do the movies that we review, because we'd like to hear your takes on them as well.
Yeah, definitely. I want to hear what you guys think.
And slap the rating on it. Give it a turd rating. Let us know what you think.
But on social media, they can find us under What the Suck, right?
That is correct. What the Suck under on Facebook. If you go to Instagram and Twitter, you have to put the little underscore. You can put the underscores in between them. You can find us with What the Suck, but it's easier if you put what underscore the underscore suck, etc.
And they'll find us there.
Okay. They'll find us. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So go leave us comments, leave us suggestions. Go interact with us. We love interacting with you guys. James, where can they find you?
Where can they find me? In the local asylum, usually. But well, that's what happens when you do computer work for a living.
Or in Colorado.
Absolutely. Or in Colorado. I am on Facebook at James E. Bishop III. You can follow me there. Or I'm on Instagram at James Bishop III. It's the third, but they won't let you use a 3.
It's still stupid. Yeah.
But yeah, if you'd like to follow me, talk to me, be my friend, hey, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah, go look him up. Check out his cool vacation photos. He has a ton of vacation photos.
I try to keep it fairly limited. I don't want to overdo it, but yeah, I like to try to share my adventures a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys. Well, we have a lot more coming. We're super excited about season 2. Keep an eye out on our social medias for teasers and hints about what we have coming next.
I always do a preview. Yes, sir.
And remember, that's yours again. My name's Chris, and I'll see you at the next Suckfest.
And this is James, and if it ain't on What the Suck, it ain't shit.
That's right. See you guys.
Peace.
Keep wanting to do your exit.